Hey there. Oh, I had the mic muted. Who's that? Justin Landtrip. Welcome. Thanks for coming over. What we got? Well, let's see. We'll start in a couple minutes. I usually give it to 2 or 3 after the hour. Let people come on in. Let's see. The volume should be good. I mean, based on my little OBS monitor. Got you on there. Okay, cool. Good. Okay, there we go. All right, what time we got? 31. We'll give it another minute. We'll start. It's kind of an interesting lineup today. A lot of crypto, of course. What else we got? All the majors, SPX, that'll be interesting. What are we starting with here? ALGO. Where are you, ALGO? Sup? Hey, who's that? QNT 5. I got to bring this over here so I can see you guys. Well, I got to wait till I turn the disclaimer off. Okay, 32. That's good enough. All right, let's go ahead. What do I have? First is ALGO. All right, so disclaim. All right, here we go. Let's see, am I ready? Yeah, I think I am. Okay, so here we go. That's the first stream of the new month. It's been a bumpy November, certainly for crypto. Bulls, right, getting challenged. Fear index hitting some extremes, right? So just to review here quickly, as I know we have a lot of new members just came in through the Black Friday holiday promo, right? So this is these live streams. What we're doing here is we're trying to demonstrate a methodology that combines all the things that we focus on as part of our TA. It's not a signal service here. I'm not here to set you up with 5 new trades. Now, if we bump into something, right, that's timed right, or might be something to move to the top of your watch list, that's just a bonus. But really, what I'm trying to do is get a feel for how the members are applying what we're teaching them. Yeah, and it's quite revealing, actually, right? It's my favorite thing we do all week because it's where I really get to see what the members are doing and how they're working on things and get that feedback. So that's what it's all about, right? I had a lot of people lately kind of misconstruing what we're doing here, as in thinking it's a signal service, right? We're going to log in here and you're going to get a buy here, sell here, stop there. That's not what we're trying to do. So with that said, let's just dive right in here. And I think for any new members here, you'll get the idea once we get rolling here. So who gave me this? This is Q. Nice note from him. All right. So it looks like he said he's a bit rusty. So this is a decent looking count, right? So we're working off the low here. Is that the most bullish thing you've ever seen? Well, probably not. You're kind of at a last stand here for the idea that you would get this leading diag to come out of here. Now that would be an absolute monster of a trade. There's a few things to be mindful of here. Let's I've got a daily here. We're on buying. Oh, hang on a second. I gotta turn the other machine off or it'll ping. Well, so a lot of times what you kind of, okay, where's the support and the resistance, right? And then we kind of work the Elliott Wave in with that and see if it's useful, right? Is it adding to the analysis? If it's not, right? I think people get confused here. It's not the priority. It's a tool, right? We use it to try and get a handle on the chaos, right? So because these are patterns based on human emotion, fear and greed and crowd dynamics. That's what makes Elliott Wave effective. Is it always effective? Of course not. nothing is, right? It's just another tool to analyze the market, right? So these are patterns with a lot of precedent, right? You'll hear me say that often. We have 90 plus years of precedent, right? So it's not like this is something new to the market. Now, when it's there, right, my view is there's nothing better as a predictive tool, but that's not really what it's designed. It's really the purpose of Elliott Wave is to give you context, right, and then work within that context. So as we look at this sitting here, okay, well, we can, if I drew a volume profile on this, let's just do it from here. Let's do the whole thing, right? So you're going to see a high volume node here. In fact, that's the POC we're coming to. So as we look here, it's reasonable to anticipate that there would be some support here. Now, is this... are these going to be potentially unfilled orders from the rip higher that have all the way come back here? Excuse me. Well, possibly. So as we come down here, right, I mean, there's no question about whether or not this is a downtrend. The question is there enough evidence here to support getting long on this? Well, let's just take that off, right? So I think we can just identify this as potential support. Now we've got the long wick here that kind of fucked up all the counts, right? So if we go to a line chart, I think that we see this a little bit more clearly. But either way, I mean, this wick aside. Okay, well, so a couple. Here, let me just do this here because that'll be harder to see. Let me do it here, right? So we can see this a little bit better. Okay, so clearly, right, a swing like this. Oh, what have I got on there? Well, let's just go to no X, right? So a swing like this here, that would be important to determine that we have some change in the market's state, right? So we've got lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So you've seen me do this many times, right? So how would we determine whether or not we have a low here? Because there's nothing that says that we don't just do this and then do this and then that's got to be it, right? I do this often, right? So there has to be some break of that structure to have you even considering the long. Well, right here, I mean, that little pivot is probably the most obvious one. One thing to note here, you want to be careful about trading against something that's one time framing here. Now, this is one time framing on the daily. And what I mean by that is we're not taking out the highs of any of the prior candles. That's strength of trend. Now, we did come down here. We got a little divergence. Note that, well, not quite, right? Pardon me. Looks like it's a true double here in the RSI. There's a little bit of a kick here, but until we take out this high, you're not confirmed yet. We don't know that's the low. Or sure, we can put it here and say, oh, that would be nice if it was the low. But is it the low? How would you determine it? That's the question. So is that time to buy that? Well, you see, it's always tempting as a trader to think, well, God, if I buy it here, my risk is smaller. Well, yeah, that's true, right? And you could go down to a smaller time frame. We go to a 4 hour and say, oh, okay, look, I've got this big 4 hour fair value gap sitting right here. Oh, let's get this. Oh shit, let's get you off to the side. All right, so we know we're a candidate for some support. Okay, good, but not enough, right? It's a start. Okay, could that be it? Could be, right? But you want to see this get a little further along. Oh, fuck, let's go to a 1 hour here. This will probably show itself a little bit better. Okay, so here's your potential low. 1, 2, maybe, right? It's uncountable, really. It doesn't matter, right? So here, okay, could I interpret this as an impulse? Well, yes, but you would want to see this do a little bit more to confirm, right? So now we don't know if that's a pivot, right? Same thing, right? Until something breaks here, we don't know. There's nothing to say it doesn't do this, right? That's where I would be looking more, but still, this is the key pivot that, if we go back to our daily, I want to see it break that. Now that's me, right? So some people might differ and say, well, why not take it here? Well, so what would be your inclination there? Well, what if it goes, man? I don't want to miss it. That's probably the biggest challenge that most traders have in the market. They think, oh, well, I'll just get in now and I'll get a bigger return with lower risk. Well, that may be true, but you need to confirm the trend. Right? I mean, as tempting as that is, you've got to have something to lean on and say, okay, I can confirm, I can be objective about it. Because I take this down to a 10-minute, 5-minute, 2-minute, right? And you can see what you want to see. But if we come back here and we say, we got to look at this here and say, okay, well, how do I know that that's the low? well, knowing may be the wrong word, but at least how can we be objective that there's been some change in this price action here that's substantial? We're looking for a finish in fives. You could make a case that we don't really have this. This could be 1, 2, could be 3, right? What are we trying to finish here? Diag? It's not a great looking impulse. You A, B, C. That looks like a 5, right? I might even put the 4 here. A, B, C. 1, 2. Right? I mean, is that a clean finish? It's not clean. It's not good enough, right? So I always say there's so many things to trade. So many things to trade. Why take something that's iffy? Could be the low. So we're counting on a truncation? That's what you're saying. I'm counting on that truncation. Well, I mean, this is so extreme. I don't know that I would be waiting for that to be swept. But you could probably make the same diagnosis here and say, okay, well, that got swept. That's good. Okay, but did I finish in a 5, right? So now if you're going to analyze on the daily, if I'm not mistaken, you gave me the daily cue. If you're going to analyze on the daily, don't go down to a 5-minute and say, oh, well, it broke the high. Well, now I can take it, right? If this analysis was done on the daily, wait until something confirms on the daily. Even here, it would be a start. It might be the start of like, oh, okay, well, maybe if I can get back to a 3 here, with that little break here, that might be something that I could work with. But no, I wouldn't be expecting, home run ball there. I mean, there's going to be all sorts of resistance. So what would be the major pivot here? Well, we'd have several. This would be the biggest. Let's put our GZ back on there. We're going to have to get through a lot of sell side resistance before we get a trend change. So I guess to some degree, it's a question of what are you trying to do? Are you looking for, a short-term scalp, some sort of a intermediate swing trade? Are you looking to position yourself? Since you gave it to me on the daily, I think the idea would be, okay, I'm looking for that 4 low to hold. I wouldn't hold for that to be swept, but if we're going to come down lower, let's get this out of here. At least let me see a 5 to finish it. Well, and when I say that, what I mean is that, okay, if you're going to apply Elliott Wave, we know we begin and end in 5s. Period. Right? Do I have a 5? No. Down here, I would like that a whole lot better, but even still, you don't want to sit down here. You don't want to try and guess what the market's going to do. Oh, I like it down here technically on that trend line here, so I'm going to put a limit order there. No, you want it to come down here and show its hand, right? Show that there's strength there. And then even still, you have to allow for some price action here to get away from you, because we are retracement traders, right? So we're always trying to let the market show its strength and then take the retrace, right? Because there will, there's no, always and ever, but very high probability that after a move like that, just because it's human nature, the people that catch this will want to take profit, right? And then start getting hit, coming down to an area of support. Now I've got something I can work with. Now I've got something to show me, hey, there's been a change of trend. We're taking out that pivot. I'm in the retrace. I can put my stop down here, because the assumption always is, okay, well, this is a hard low based on the confirmation of sweeping that pivot. So now that's what I'm after. Now, do I get it? Well, you might not, right? So you can't get so attached to any one outcome. It's got to be, okay, did I follow my plan? Did I follow the methodology that's being taught to me, right? So, okay, I'm looking for a pivot, right? Maybe we sweep that low, maybe we don't. Do I get a 5? Now, confirm the low. I'll take the retrace. But what if it does? Okay, next market, right? No shortage of things to trade. It's not like, oh my God, all I can trade is Algorand. See, there has to be some logic to your entry model, right? So did X, Y, and Z happen, right? Or 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, whatever your model allows for. If we're coming down here, did I get a 5? Okay, good. Did I sweep liquidity? Well, maybe you swept some liquidity here. Did I get something impulsive, or at least a 5, right? So did I get a motive wave here, because we could have a diag? Did I get a 5 coming off the low to confirm the strength? Okay, I did. Okay, great, right? Is it coming to something technical? Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, here comes the retrace. Now, it's always tempting to think, oh, well, I don't want to put my stop at the pivot, because, right, they're just going to do this. They being the algos. Well, they might. But the premise is, if you're taking a retrace off of a pivot like this, is that the buying strength is going to be strong enough to protect that low. It doesn't mean it won't get swept, right? Let's say it did. Well, then the whole thing starts over. Assuming you're bullish of Algorand, right? Oh shit. Well, that one got stopped out. Okay, let's start over. And now it starts all over again from a new pivot. Did something get swept here to where I can retrace? Because this has to happen at some point. There's always a pivot that doesn't get the new low or the new high. You can't be afraid of that. Well, of course they're going to get the low. Of course. That would be like saying up here, well, of course they're going to sweep the high. Of course they are. They, right? Algos, put the they into whomever you want. Institutions, algos, whomever. It doesn't matter, right? At some point, they're not strong enough, right? There's not enough buying pressure here in this case to get up to take that high. Down we go. So you can't be afraid of that, because otherwise you'd never enter a trade. There has to be that moment where we don't sweep the low, right? Where we get a higher high, higher low, higher high, right? That's what we're looking for. There, right there, right? Kind of come down here, ideally sweep some liquidity, get a push, confirm the new potential new trend, take the retrace. Did I get it in a 3? If I didn't, next chart. Not like there's a shortage. Okay. All right, so I don't think there's anything to do here other than kind of keep an eye on it. I might, you might think of, sometimes this is not a bad way to approach a giant wick like that. Just take it as a, oh shit, I'm in log scale. Let's take it out of log scale. That'll distort it. Okay, I'm in the bottom third here. Where's my, let's take it from here, the wick. Okay, if I want to be a buyer down here, okay, well, I want to see what happens, right? Do we come down here into this last quarter, 75% and below? Can we hold down here? Well, if you're thinking premium discount, right, that kind of thinking. Okay, if I can buy it down here, well, maybe, right? Do I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Do I get the 5? Okay, do I come out of here with strength, right? That's kind of the idea. Okay, I think I probably made my point there. I don't see any reason to be a buyer here yet. Right, but certainly one to keep on your watch list. Good post, Q. And your work was really, just out of curiosity here. Always like to check these. How did we do on that third? What is the highest probability location for a wave 3? 1618 to 175. Where do we go? Right, so it seems reasonable. Now, there's no knowing, but it seems reasonable to put your third there. Retrace into the 4. Looks like A, B, C to me. Into the 4. Okay, give me my 5. So, green banana. But a good post. QNT. Okay, I had this already up here as well. All right, this is interesting. Did you give me a 4-hour? I think you did. Okay, all right, so we gotta pull back here just to get some context. Well, that looks ugly. Oh shit, let's see. What do we got here? Where are we coming from? Let's get that reset. Okay, well here it doesn't look so ugly. All right, how do we do here? All right, are we technical? Always good, right? So, the algo is going to be here, right? So 1, 2, well, he's paying attention. MK1988, he's getting better and better every week, right? His content gets better. This is tricky in here. I don't think you can get away with that one, because third would be your shortest. Let's see. Let's take it out of log here. Let's double check that. Looks like third might be your, maybe not here out of log scale. Remember, longer is longer. All right, so I think you're good here. Yeah, you're good, right? So it was just the log scale distorting it. All right, so why you have to check in both, right? You see here, it looks like third would be the shortest. So 3, 4, up for the 5, right? We go to the 1618, 175 pocket. Okay, right? Nice. Looks like you probably had a golden corner here as well. Or excuse me, a straight corner. Ooh, look at that, we missed it. Got that right on there. I do. So that's might give you some pause, right? The premise being that if we don't tag the median line, right, potentially you're looking at a deeper retracement. Kind of surprises me. Okay, now, so what's the immediate concern with this as you look at it? All right, if you just draw it out, all right, do we have the right look? Oh, maybe not. Right, because that's what you're trying to complete here. Yeah, again, it's not saying it's not possible. It's just very irregular. Even if we go to a weekly, I'll look a little better here. It does a little better here. Still, boy, that's a long wait. Okay, let's go back to our daily. Let's see if we can make some sense out of this. Oops. Okay, so the premise being this is the 4. Okay, did we come out here with a 5? Are we retracing? Shit, what did you give me? What did you give me? I can't remember what you gave me. I think you gave me this. Okay, here's the 4. Up in a 5, yes. 3, 3. God, this looks like the last one. So we've got W, X, A, B. Did we get the C? Well, it looks like we might have. Okay, hang on. So the 2 would have to go here. Oh, let's go to minuet. Let's brighten that up a little bit so we can see it better. All right, is that a good candidate for our 2? That looks clean, right? The whole thing is clean. It's this nice detail, right? Notice he's accounted for every swing here, so he's put some effort into the chart, into the TA setup. 1, 2. Again, it's length of time, right? It could just be the crypto malaise we're in right now. 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's go down to a 60. Here's where he's looking to buy it. We got this big imbalance down here, fair value gap. Whew, that's deep, right? So that's actually not a bad example of, right, you can't think, oh well, they're definitely going to get it. Well, I better just get out now because they're definitely going to get it. Right, if you're in the trade, stick with it. Right, you made the commitment that you were willing to risk that amount of money. We don't get the stop hit. Right, that's pretty remarkable. Right, we come that close. They don't get it. Here's the low. They don't get it. Demonstrating, okay, right? Because if you were sitting right here and you brought that chart up, oh, your first thought would be, well, of course they're going to sweep that. Of course they are. Right? Don't make those assumptions, right? The market will. What's the issue there? Making that assumption is a mistake. If it's going to sweep it, let it sweep it. To say, well, I'm going to get out early, that's the mistake, right? And what does the market do? Right? It punishes that because it punishes mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into another 1. So I've got where's this A? Oh, possibly an A. 1, 2 candidate. Let's just brighten that up a little bit. Oh, let's put it in something bigger. 1, 2. Probably not 3. So if we're going to have a 1, 2 and we're going to get a 3, right? We need a 1 of the 3, right? That decision matrix, right, is one of the big advantages of Elliott Wave, right? Unlike other approaches to the market, right? This is not optional, right? We have to have an impulse here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. It looks like we had an A, a B. We're heading down for the C, so he's kind of in here. Heading down for that C. So all sorts of potential, right? Potential. I'm always having the aggregator here, so I can't pull the volume profile, but you can anticipate that this would be very high volume in here because of all the trading that's there. So if we're coming back down here into that C, again, same idea. Don't sit here with a limit order, right? Let it come down here and show its hand. Right. Oh, okay. We're going to bounce there. Well, at least now if we start here, what's your premise? Okay, the 2 is in. The 2 is in. That would be your premise here. Now, is that kind of shallow for a 2? Might be. Prior 3, 4, not terribly surprising. You might get some reaction there. Maybe you could just do this. Right. We get that support there. Be a little skinny. That's your top. That's your low. Come down. Oh, he's got his fit. He's just different colors than mine. Oh, here, let's just do this. All right, so we come towards that 50. You could think of this as just a large order block, right? It's the down before we go up, and you see the imbalance in there. So that is an order block. I'd like it at the 50, right? So I want to see that reaction there. So where's the trade, right? If we react here, remember, right? The algo fires at the 50, right? But it'll continue to be a buyer until it gets till we get on the other side of it. So if you're going up here, you're making the assumption, okay, well, what has to happen? I want to see this first move come out of here. I want to see a 5. Because once again, this is not optional, right? If we come here. If we come out of here, it's got to do this, right? It's not like, oh, well, let's hope it does. If this is a 1, 2, and this is a 1, what's coming next has to be an impulse, right? And actually it would be bigger than that, right? Because this could be the 1 of the 3, right? So 1, 2. Even just looking here, I don't know that I'd want to be entering in here because you're in the middle of the slop here. I'd almost prefer it to go a little bit deeper. Golden, you could do the same thing with this as your next little order block, right here. Bring that over. Come down here, okay, but that's where people get discouraged. Guaranteed there's liquidity sitting right here. So could we come down here for that too? Again, you don't know. Since you don't know, if you start at the 50, if you start buying at the 50, be prepared to continue to buy all the way down to the golden zone because that's what the algo is going to do. So if it comes here and then we go a little push and then we roll over. See, the question would be, where am I going to put my stop if I'm a buyer at the 50? Am I going to put it under the golden zone? Or am I going to put it directly? Let's say you get this. What are you doing with your stop? You'd have to keep it down here. So I'd do maybe half if I was going to load here. I'd put half here, half here. And either way, I'd still be waiting for that first reaction. Rather than just say, okay, it's at the 50, so I'm a buyer. Well, let's see, give me something. Rather than try and predict where it's going to bounce. I mean, we know an algo is going to fire there, but for every algo that survives, there's an algo right here. Where's that target? Let me put mine on. Right down here. So what would make you think that this algo here isn't going to get to its target? Well, the reason you would have that bias is because of the context. Because I had a 5, 3, 5. I'm anticipating 3 followed by 5. That's what would give you that bias. Thus, the combination of an algo we can identify as it leaves these footprints, and then the Elliott wave. That would give you the inclination to be a buyer rather than, well, I'm not touching this thing long until it gets down here because of the context. That's the point of the Elliott wave, right? To give you that context. All right, so I'd be, same thing, what kind of a green banana? I'd be watching down here. Don't get caught up in the FOMO. Oh, fuck, oh, shit, it went, right? Oh, God, I better chase it. What comes off of this? See, you're not in a hurry. You don't need to be in a hurry. What do I get here? Now, you might go down to, small 15-minute. I wouldn't go below that. 15-minute, did I get a 5 here? Well, if I did, what am I waiting for? The 3 that typically comes after it. And then there's your money wave. That's what you're waiting for. You went through all this analysis so I can get into the third of the third. It's just a safer... there's less stress involved, right? When you're trying to pick the turn, it's like, oh, fuck. Oh, shit, I better get out. When you do it this way, okay, well, here's the, if you're going to do something like this, okay. If that's going to get a third, well, you're going to have some big targets up here. Well, here, let's just do it. If this is my 1 and let's just put it right here. Well, where am I looking for it? At least right here. What am I getting there? 9.95 to 1. You see, this is the trade. You have to go through a lot of losers, a lot of oh shit, little loser, fuck, well, all right, little winner, trailing stop got hit. It's constantly waiting for that one that runs for you, right? That makes up for all the fuck shit. Oh God, I got stopped out. God damn it, this thing. God, is it ever going to run right? And then the one time this thing sets up like this, you got to let that go. And if you're really on your game, right? If you start to feel the market, it's 1, 2, and then we got to have 1, 2 again, right? So you want to add, right? So when you're right, you want to make as much as you possibly can when you're right. That doesn't mean be reckless with it, but if I get the 1, 2 here, I know if this is going to go to its third, it's not going in a straight line. It's going to subdivide. It's just how the market moves. So can I reload here? This is what you want to be looking for. Is there a reload potential? Can I get into the third of the third of the third? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? The next third is right there. Can I load again here and get maximum? When this thing starts to run, that offsets all of the little losers. Damn, stopped out, shit, stopped out. Well, little. That you got to maximize when it's going your way. And lately in crypto, there haven't been any really bull moves to maximize, right? It's just everybody's playing defense, right? Bulls are just playing defense. All right, good. That's good work, MK1988. Don't assume this is going to break until it breaks. Right now, what are we doing right now? We're just in an algo box. Caught between two algos, right? It's just a fib fight. Happens all the time, every day, thousands and thousands and thousands of time frames. Algos just fighting it out, right? That's 95% of the price action is from algos. Okay, Cryptogenis, right? Always responds to these. Does a nice job giving us lots of content. Whenever I'm pushing for content, he always comes through. Appreciate that. Right now, one thing we know about Cryptogenis, he likes his trend lines. So I got to copy that and save that. So what are we doing here? We're doing ETH high right. ETH high right. So it's always a little challenging at first. Okay, we got 2 counts. Okay, I got a 4-hour yellow correction. Oh fuck. Okay, so the first thing I almost need to do right off the bat is just so I can see those. Oh fuck, that's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna pull this one off. I gotta dissect it a little bit, Cryptogenis, so I can make heads or tails of it. Let me do this here, and just I think it's easier to see if I do it this way. Okay, so right, it's ETH and Bitcoin both look the same, right? So okay, is this a 5-3? Could be, right? It doesn't quite fit. Oh, fuck, that's a lot of lines. Is this hang on. Is this an indicator I could take off here? No, I don't think so. He's drawn them all. All right, so we got weekly support, weekly, daily, right? So it's always easier when it's your stuff. God damn, man, it's hard for me to see in there. Okay, let me get the volume off here. Okay, so the premise is we've got a load that's in via 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't go. This looks like the 4 would be here. So I think you've got the 4. If this is, I think you want the 4 here. I think you got that backwards. All right, unless you're doing a diag, which doesn't look like you are. So A, B, C would put the 4 here. Just I don't know what you're thinking there, so I'm assuming, all right, since this looks like we haven't done this as a series of 3s, that's an impulse. A, B, C for the 4 looks reasonable. We're on a 4. Let's go down to a 1. Oh, fuck. Well, we can work backwards here because we can see the last leg down here. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do finish with a 5. Well, that's a bitch, isn't it? Well, let's go with it here. So we've got a candidate for a pivot down here. And here's just as I was saying before, here's the swing. Oh, come on, right? Of course they're going to go get that. Of course they are. Of course. So, duh. So much liquidity down there. Of course they're going to do that. Don't make assumptions about the market, right? That'll get you in trouble. So, okay, I've got a candidate here. It's not particularly sexy looking because we don't really have a great 3 there in that. So that would give me some pause. Oh, let's go micro out. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into a 1 there, maybe. This is 1, 2, 3. It's okay, right? So you can probably go with it. So 1, 2 or A, B. How are we going to know? Well, what did we get here? We got an impulse. Ooh, how did you do that? Is that text? Oh, you did it in text. I see. All right, so 1. Now, what are we waiting for? look at how good the technical is here, right? So we go top of this channel, bottom of this channel, top of this channel. Are we going bottom of this channel or middle of the channel? Oh, we got trend lines here to work with. There's no question we got an impulse. Well, there's only two possible outcomes. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. What would be most obvious to your eye would be, okay, this could be A, B, C before we head down again. Same thing with Bitcoin, right? Could be exactly the same. So this would be 3, 4. This would be the 3. Shit, this is getting complicated. Let's go to something big here. 1, 2, 3. This would be the 4 right now, but we've just overlapped that 1. So you would start getting a little bit more conviction into the idea like, oh, maybe I do have a good low. All right, here's the 1, the candidate for the 1. Clearly swept. Oh man, I got to do this. Might be easier. Where do I have it? Do I have it here? Let me bring mine up here. Let's see. This is a cleaner chart here. Might be easier to look at. No disrespect to your work at all, Cryptogenesis. It's just hard for me to see it. What do I got here? I got a 1 hour. So we're coming out of this golden zone here. We have a potential golden corner, right? So the premise is, do I have a 1, 2 here? Well, how would you do it, right? You'd be looking at something like this for the ABC. Okay, 1, 2, 1. Does that fly? Well, let's pull it back. Let's go back to an 8. See if that makes sense, right? This will certainly be good news for bulls. Yeah, again, I don't mean to disrespect your work, Cryptogenesis. It's just hard for me to follow what you're doing here. There's so much on the chart. I think it would be the same idea here. One or the other here. So if this is corrective, we've got another leg down. What I'm leaning on here is I know I've got 80% odds of getting to that trend line. No, right? 80 is not 100. We just looked at one that missed. Algo missed, right? So 80 is not 100, right? So I've got 80% odds of getting there coming off of this golden corner. Now I got a 1, 2 candidate. So WXABC candidate, right? We're coming right out of this area of support down here. High volume node. Clearly, right, there was an effort to get that liquidity. Looking at how hard, aggressively that came down. So we get an inverse fair value gap, right? So we see that, right? So here, this one's already been reclaimed. So advantage to the bulls. So any sort of retrace back to this, what would your premise be? Okay, all right, we have got a candidate for a 1, 2. Well, if we're going to get a 3, let's change that. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2. Now, do we know that's there? No, we don't. Is it good enough to trade? Well, if you're not into it off of this, which would have been a very high risk, right? So you got a nice reward. What are we trying to do here? Well, if this is going to go 1, 2, and we're going to go to a 3, again, it's not going to go in a straight line. Well, it's unlikely to go in a straight line. Could this be the 1 of the 3? Well, it almost doesn't matter what happens here, because the trade you'd be looking for is the retrace, right? To try and get into the 3, into the 3 of the 3. Right? Everything we teach is about retracement, never breakout, never. I never trade breakouts, only because I've traded so many breakouts, it's now a hard rule for me. I never take breakouts, ever, under any circumstance. I'll wait for the retrace. It's just my view and my opinion, right? Take it as just that, it's my opinion. With the only exception being equities, but for every other asset class, retrace. I'll take the retrace. So this would be a breakout. Now, the one thing that's positive here is we've broken this high. So we didn't get the lower low. So we had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, low. Ooh, higher high. Something changed. And left behind it, right, footprints of bigger players, right? Retail can't do that. Retail cannot do that. Retail cannot create a fair value gap, right? Only institutions can do that. So here we go. Oh, leaving that pocket behind. It's a deep correction. So where might we be targeting here? Okay, right. So here's our high probability zone. Let's put a trade together. All right, so that's where our target is. Let's put that in brighter green. Okay, so we got a target here for the 3 off of this 1, 2. Do we not have well, it'd probably be too sharp. This angle is too sharp, right? We've already hit our 80%. So start here. Okay, how do we know we're underway on a 3? Well, first thing we have to do is break that channel. We got to break out of it. So can we get up here, right? So oh, well, okay. How so far? Let's go to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, it looks pretty good. Let's get that right on there. Right on there. 1, 2. Right now, I got to get to that 100. I mean, at least if I get to the 100, right, I've confirmed, well, I got a candidate for the 3. Right now, you could still be making an argument that this, well, let's see, this is on FEMEX, right? So we could draw a volume profile here. Let's just bring it down to the low. Okay, well, there's the P. We're coming up to the point of control. Not a place to enter, right? Because that's where we have most agreement of fair value. Full agreement here. This is going to be, oh, it's probably not hard to decipher that. Okay, well, where does the market like to gravitate to? Well, we've got a big gap up here, right? So if we can push through that, there will be no resistance there. We won't find any resistance till we get back up here, right? Now we're getting towards our target. Okay, so you wouldn't want to assume, right? But, you know, we don't want to make assumptions that we're just going to do this. We're just going to power straight to it. Now we could, but more likely, right? Because this looks like it's completing a 5 here. More likely, we do something like this. Come up here to where all that agreement is here, fair value, and then we do this. Right, that's what you be. Look what we left behind: imbalance, imbalance, imbalance. We got a low volume node here, something that comes back here because what we want is that one. That's our money wave, right? It's all about trying to get positioned to get into the 3rd or the C. Can I get one? Right? Many members all know this, right? If you're gonna get into past our purple belt, it's 50 trades, only 3s and Cs. You hear me say this all the time. The reason we do that is to build that discipline. So you know what you're looking for. And when you're in a 3rd, that's when you want to press. Not irresponsibly, but if I want to get as much juice out of that as I can, if I'm right. Man, I'm lagging a little bit. Can I get this? Right, something in that range here where I have this fair value gap. And that means the discipline to go, oh shit, I don't want to miss it. I don't want to miss it. Where's the absolute worst place on this chart you could buy? Well, there's probably more, but you don't want to buy it right here. You're right at the point of control, right? You're at agreement here. What edge do you have here? None. You don't have one. You're right in the middle of the range. Plus, there's likely an algo here that you're going to fight with. Right at the 50, you got to get through that golden zone. Don't forget, right? For every algo that succeeds, there's one that fails. Every time. So we could climb a little further here. You're still waiting for the retrace. Why do we wait for the retrace? Because we're waiting for the market to confirm our buy, whatever we think is happening here. If I don't get this here, well, this doesn't look so good. Let the market prove, okay, we're getting bullish here. Sooner or later, right, it'll come. Right, that's the premise, right? Now, you know, there's no absolute every time in the market, but very high probability you're going to get a retrace here. So you got to wait for it. Right? It's the waiting that's the hard part. Just entering the market, that's any monkey can do that. It's waiting, right, for the right setup. And then again, journaling, well, nothing but good will come from it. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass. But if you know, how many trades a day are you taking? Probably not that many, right? You probably got that. I mean, everything we teach is swing trading, right? It's not day trading. So you've got time to say, okay, did that set up? So now I can do, you know, most of these things, right? They'll either, you just do a screenshot and load it in. Some of them, right? It'll just take the chart from where you entered. But you want to understand so that otherwise you don't learn anything. Okay, did I follow my plan? If you followed your plan, the outcome is almost irrelevant. Because if you continue to have that discipline, sooner or later, you're going to be there for one that runs like that. Did you follow the plan? Did I wait for the retrace, right? Did the market confirm that I'm in I have a reasonable assumption that I'm in a new trend here. Did I wait for the retrace? And then did I enter, right? Because now I can define my risk with my reward. I know I'm looking for that. Now, whether I get it or not, that's what I'm looking for. 1, 2, 1, 2. High volume node, low edge of value. All the ingredients are there. So is it time to buy that? No. I think this is consistent with, he's got the same channeling on here. Nothing says we couldn't roll over here. Again, market's not obligated to do anything. It's going to do what it's going to do. We're just trying to make sense of where we can find a probability edge. Pattern recognition, something that is prone to doing, something where clearly, right, there's a gap in the volume profile here, so the market has no resistance here. We're headed toward, he's got, you know, our prior support, potentially the resistance back here. So first, let's break this channel. I mean, pretty big channel. We're coming down. Right? Can we break this? We got a little break here, a little break here, then pretty tight, right? So you can see here, even that, if you just put a sliding parallel on that, which come here. Something like this. Okay, and then let's clone that. Do the same thing up here. Okay, right, so I have this geometry relationship. Okay, can I get on the other side of that? Don't assume, right, just a little break, because really it's just a trend line, right? And that's how algos take advantage of retail. Like, oh, break of trend line. Oh, what is that? A breakout. What does the market typically do? Retrace, come back to the other side, and then. So don't make those assumptions. Wait, confirm, take the trade, define how much you're willing to put at risk on your TA, and then don't fuck with it. Don't do the, oh shit, they're going to take it out. Oh fuck, I better get out early. I'll just get out now, because it's that much harder to get in again. You take the loser. Oh fuck. Okay, well now I'll wait, and you miss the ride, right? Because the hesitation, getting out early is the mistake. The hesitation the second time, mistake. Mistakes are compounding. That's all that means is the market's going to go that much further from you, because the market punishes mistakes. Good work, Cryptogenesis. I'm sorry I got a little hard to see in there. Hangman, CRWV. Oh, let's see. Can I do that here? Let's try CRWV. CRWV. Core weave. Core weave. Well, that's not too hard. Okay, so impulse. Correction. I'm sure we can break this down into a 5. This got a little funky. That's actually a good example, right? So you can see how this would have been, 1, 2. Is that Al? It might be. Looks like it could be. Well, they get short here, right? We didn't quite make the target all the way back to the, I know, after the fact, right? It's always easier after the fact, right? So, oh shit, they didn't get it. We come right back to the 618. Now they get it. Okay, so you might even redraw it and say, oh, what's here? If they're coming back, did we get a close on the other side? Remember, it doesn't break until we get a close on the other side. Wicks. So I know it's easy after the fact, but you can see it happening. What are they doing there? Algos, right? They're hunt for liquidity. Where is it? Do you think there were some stops there? Because what is everybody thinking right there? Oh, this is an easy one. Oh shit. ABC. Even this, right? It's the same thing happening down here. What did they do here? Right, the footprints, right, of institutional algos, really. What did they do, right? They hunt the liquidity, right? They grab the liquidity. So if you were sitting here, you can just hear it, right? You can just, there's somebody going, oh motherfucker, they ticked me out, and then look what comes off of it. So you got to ask yourself, if you got stopped out here, or where was the next time for you to get in? Oh shit. Oh, well, they're filling a gap here. Much harder to get in the second time. It's just harder because you haven't forgotten, right? Unless you've been doing this for a very long time, right? Oh shit, I just lost money. Well, I'll wait. Boom, 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 boom. What do we do here? From 80 to 153. Yeah, that's a long wait. And just to make it all the more difficult, look what, again, I know in hindsight here, you'd be waiting, thinking, oh shit, ABC is in. Oh fuck, okay, A, B, C, oh there it is. Right? There's a good example because you'd be sitting right here. Oh, it looks like, oh, we're in. Nope. What happened here, right? Did you get, you got a little doji here, but this is all one time framing here until we got right here. Then you broke the highs of those candles. So I'd be looking for, okay, how would what can I use here to help me determine whether or not I've got a candidate for a low? Well, let's see, we're in arithmetic. Let's see, do I need to be in log? Yeah, I kind of do. We're from 33, yeah, it's 4 times the range. So let's come back to this. So we made the 100, right? Log scale 100. Right, be careful, right? Because log distorts things, right? So you gotta play that appropriately. 1, 2. Well, let's look at it in log scale off the low. There's really nothing to work with here. We're on. Well, let's just do the whole thing. High volume node here as we pause. Is there a trade there, right? You ready to go on that? Well, what would you be thinking here? You'd be thinking WXY, right? Does that look like that's done? I mean, right now, after the fact, after all of this has happened, ABC. What's your other option here if you've got your Elliott hat on? Hard to see one. Go to the line chart up here. Where are they stalling, right? Point of control. Right, this is where we come down here. I don't think there's anything to do there yet. It's kind of the same thing. I would want to see something more substantial come out of here, and then I'd wait for that before I decided to get long. I know it's tempting to say, well, let me just jump in here, and if the risk is slow. Okay, so you're entering your journal. What is the edge that you see here? Why would you take that trade? Well, it just came down to the golden zone here. That maybe I got something here, but what here? What's here that would have you be thinking, oh, I want to buy it? It's not a diag. There's not much there to lean on. You can't go 1, 2, 3. You can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's not there. If anything, that looks like your first 5. So this might be. If anything, I would just consider this as just that's a liquidation whip. There's the first 5, so I might be looking. Oh, fuck me, come here. Well, here's the most optimistic read of it. You just did that, and I would want to measure. Right? Is there some fib confluence here that I can add to my analysis? Okay, it's not right nailing it, but that's a pretty good extension here. No, not yet. Maybe if it got back into value area here, and it would have to do it, right? There'd have to be another, it'd have to start looking better. That's not much of a start. That's a 1 hour. Okay, one to watch, right? This is probably the most generous read on that count. So one thing you always do is something like this, right? We have all these high volume nodes here where the market will gravitate to those as we go. It's really pretty. This is unusual, right? How we have all of these here, and then the POC, of course, would be up here. So all of these are targets where the market likes to move to where, because particularly something like CoreWeave, where you can have you have major players in here. They're going to want to go towards these high volume nodes, right, where they can trade in size. Oh, with something like this, right, you'd want to see the options profile as well, right? See where the market makers are going to have to do their hedging via gamma and delta risk, right? So it's just not there yet. Because the alternative here is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this has got much lower to go. Now this is right, these are, what do we got here? Some news today. Shareholder crisis. That's negative read. No reason to be a buyer here yet, right? It's the same thing. Let this come up here, right? Wait for that. Good. All of these are targets, right? That's somewhat surprising, right? How that's played. All of those are targets. Here's your trade. Let it do this. Come back here. That's what you're after. And I wouldn't be. Top edge of value would be a reasonable first target. So what are you after here? Let the 1 shape trade the 2, profit the 3. Be my read on it. Q, back for another one. Q back for another one with SUI and FET. Okay, I've got SUI over here. I've been hitting that every week. I do have a pretty big piece of this. Well, here we go, right off of Friday's vid. Okay, so do we have our corner? We don't quite have it yet. Oh, what about, I've got liquidity on there. Did we do this? Let's get you out of there. Is this going to be it? Are we going to do a true double here? Or is this 4 going in here? Well, that's what makes it interesting. There's no knowing. This would have to be over here. What is this? This would have, oh, that's the wrong. Let's go up to micro. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, really? The channeling implies it. Right? It looks better. All right, here, let's do it this way. Bring it up to that 2, and then bring it down. That looks better. But how do you know that's not the 4? Well, you don't. I'd be watching for the relationship between the proposed 3. Now, you don't really want to see a 4 going that high, right? You'd be overlapping the 1, right? So if this is going to hold here, that's about as far as you'd want to see that go. Now, that's the daily. You're seeing some wick rejection as we approach the value area here. It's a cleaner trade to let this come down here and finish, right, and get into that golden. This algo here, right, we know there's an algo here. Look at the target. It's splitting the golden. You see, you're going to take it out here. Otherwise, you're going to be doing this. Or, you know, there's some, you might do it that way here and just have a sliding parallel on this out here. Good thing to do, so you get that geometry working in your favor. Okay, so I've got a very reasonable, would I want to be a buyer here? Definitely not. I'd like to see this come down here and play out, get into that golden. Now that's just me. I wouldn't buy it there. I'll wait, right? So because otherwise, if we're going to double down here, this again, here's the advantage of Elliott Wave. What's coming here is not optional. This must come, or the analysis is incorrect. Is that my low? We're going to double here? Well, it's not like it has never happened, right? It happens all the time, right? Get a double down here. Did they even get the lows? They did, right? That's a new fractal. So here's the 3, right? We just barely swept it. Just barely got it. Could that be a liquidity sweep? There's the, oh, they're definitely going to get it, right? Oh, well. I'll put my stop 1 tick below the low. 1 tick below, got stopped out. Is this me or is that? No, that's the fair value gap. That's the indicator doing that. So here's the inducement, right? We talk about it's got to do something here. Well, there's the software does it for you, right? It's got to break. That's the high, right? That drove us down here until we break that. Well, now we have the candidate for the low. It's a candidate. But is it the 3 over here? No knowing. Pardon me. The 3 would be here. We'd be doing A, B, C into that 4, anticipating we're coming down for the 5. What's going to dictate that? Well, likely Bitcoin's path. Bitcoin's doing the similar kind of price action here. Oh, is it? Oh, is that? Did we start something? Are we going to double here? Are we going to truncate? What is that in? Now we're back to don't guess. Again, if this is coming, right? We got to have a motive wave here. So let it go as far. It doesn't matter how far that goes, right? At some point, we got to have a retrace. to enter the trade. I don't care where it goes, right? You can see a big high volume node here. That might be reasonable. But it's don't chase, retrace. Oh, I have to use that somewhere. I mean, is that good? Let's say you're let's go down to a 3 hour here. Again, you're in your journal, right? You're taking a snapshot. Why am I taking this trade? Because I thought the low was in, right? And I thought that was, so this is what you'd be saying. Okay, well, it's the same idea. Oh, this looks impulsive. Oh, good, right? So I'm going to wait for this and try and get into that. But won't they go after that liquidity? They might. That's why we use a stop, right? And you wouldn't necessarily want to go with heavy leverage down here at these lows, right? I wouldn't. You're trading with leverage, right? Then you're vulnerable to the liquidation, right? You don't want to put yourself in that position. Something like, well, if you're fucking around with a meme coin, maybe, right? Because you're gambling anyway. You something like SUI, right? This should be one of the major players that participates in the re-engineering of the entire financial system as we move to the digital rails. Okay, right? I don't want to get squeezed out of this because there's some liquidation event. I want to be there. I don't want to give mine to BlackRock or whomever's going to take it. You can see it doesn't quite look done, does it? We're going to double? Maybe. All right, I wouldn't be sad if we did. I'm pretty long here. But would you take that trade? Well, even there, would you take that? Right, I'm going to take the breakout. I think not. All right, you'd wait for that. Low risk. If it does this, that you didn't blow your account up. Oh, okay. Well, we're coming down here. Now I'm going to do the whole thing again. Do I get a 5 here that takes out that, right? This would be the key pivot. Do I take that out and then I'll wait for the 3? Same thing, right? Do I get the 3 down here, stop under the low, because the assumption is at some point we're going to get a higher low that can't go get the last low. That's the assumption you're making, because you don't have to take my word for it. Look at every chart that's ever been printed. At some point, if we're going to rally, there's a low that gives us a higher low and then a higher high. It's not like we're making shit up here. Okay, let me keep going there. FET. Let me go to FET here. FET. He didn't tell me what's he want. FET. Oh. Let's do Binance. Probably more volume there. I guess somebody's work here is often the case. Let's go back to a daily. Since I copy everybody, this looks like this could be cryptogenesis. All right, I could get all of that off there. 65 drawings. Whoa. Oh, and he's got them locked. Okay, right. Okay, right off the bat here. What's the first thing? I mean, I can't not see this, right? How do you? Have you been doing Elliott Wave long enough? Okay, 3. Looks like 5, followed by 3. Followed by 3. So, okay, does this look good at the moment? Well, you probably talk yourself into a 5 here, although it looks like we've got an overlap here. Looks like we do, indeed. Can we work around that? I don't think we can. So this is a good example of a failure swing. You can see how you would have thought, oh, I got it. Let's see. Right here, let's do the whole thing. A, B, C. Probably technical. Just tickles the edge of it. Do you think that's random? Come on. We know it's not, right? People are not that precise, right? Only software is that precise. So it looks like you followed that with a 50. What'd they do there? Right. Swap the liquidity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So this, like, oh fuck, right? So this is just a great example of an Elliott pattern failing. Elliott Wave is not perfect. It's not going to predict everything that happens. Right? So, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's perfect, right? So how would you have labeled that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going. Guess not. It's not. See, you have to be. You have to. That can't wreck your world, right? It's like, oh fuck, that was so good, right? Oh. I mean, losses are part of it, right? You're going to have more losers than winners. Period. 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 So you just have to look at that and go, well, okay, that didn't play out. But, you know, it was all shit happens, right? You can blame the carry trade. It doesn't matter. Why? All that matters is what did price do? Okay, so what would my thought be here? Is this WXY? Well, this was already not ideal. You might be stuck with that. Is that where we are? Bit abnormal for that to go that high, but you're kind of stuck with it. I suppose you could do AB, right? You could do it just as well. Now, do we have a C? Would you even want to be digging at this? Well, why would you be wanting to be looking over here? Let's go back to this, right? Look at how that changes it. It's why you got to look at both, right? Because you get a completely different read on it here. But you can't do anything here. You almost have to do this in log scale. Okay, log scale on the daily. Well, the first thought would be, is this a 5 or are we doing a combination? What are we doing here? This is kind of an ugly chart, right? You're not getting, well, if you're applying Elliott Wave here, you're not getting, it's not cooperating, right? It's not playing good Elliott ball, if I say it that way. It's because you're getting all this overlap, right? So, oh, I didn't quite get an impulse here. Oh, that looked like I was on my way. Oh, it felt, right? So this is, maybe we go to the weekly here. Anything I can learn from the weekly? There's some reason I want to be looking long here. Well, when in doubt, right, always go to the volume profile. Let's just pull the whole thing. Okay, what can I learn from this? Well, low volume nodes is what I'd be kind of eyeballing here for potential support and resistance. We know the market likes to move to these high volume nodes and move quickly through low volume. Okay, something I can do here. There's nothing here that would have me going, oh, baby, come on. If anything, this looks like probably the easiest read would be something like this, right? We're going to go 1, 2. This needs to finish. Assuming that's the 3, so maybe a 4 is coming in here. Doesn't look like it's done, right? So you're right in the middle of the range here. I'd want, maybe there's some sort of a triangle coming in here. We've already overlapped that 1, so diag, maybe. This was a hurry up and wait for me. Something's got to come, impulsive has got to kick, right? Either down and finish it, and I'd be looking for the other side of that on this. But I see no trade here. Again, if you're taking a screenshot of the chart here and you're putting it in your journal, what edge do you have here? You don't have one, just out of curiosity, right? Because I like to check these. How do we do on that too? Okay, we got to the 100. I don't think you can look at it here. That sure looks different when you do it out of log scale, doesn't it? Is that Al? It might be out of log. I got the 50. Here's his target, all the way down at the absolute lows. That's a hurry up and wait. I mean, essentially, this is take out the absolute lows, at least the Binance lows. That's hurry up and wait. There's nothing there yet. Not yet. Then B, let's look at the SPX. Where'd we go? Where's the XPX? Oh, I didn't want that. I want, oh, let's do it here. Weekly. pretty much stuck in log scale. You tell you the truth here, I'm going to do this in the ES because we don't have the gaps to deal with. Oh, let's do ES1. Okay, so this is here's the tariff tantrum. Note that it comes out of that order block, right? Very large order block. Were we technical there? That's the first thing I would check. Okay, so let's bring it to this. Retrace coming. Let's go down to the daily. Well, if your Elliott hat on, hard to not call that the 1-2. The question is, where's the... let's just do the most obvious. Oh, we got underneath. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's do an EWO and see if that gives us any help. I like this one because it gives me a squeeze, of which we are in. We're in a volatility squeeze on the daily. Certainly hard to miss the divergence, right? All of that, hard to miss. Okay, so where's the big push was here. So 1, 2, that's getting tricky up there. What can we lean on? Well, there's not much question about the 3 there. It's really not any question there. Okay, so just bringing it up right off the bat, right? Get your Elliott hat on. Wouldn't that be the first thing that occurred to you? Okay, well, looks like I got an ABC. Did we sweep liquidity, right? So hallmarks of a good low, right? Was there a liquidity sweep that the market reacted to? Yes. Boy, it's kind of, it's definitely odd, right, that you would have this. Length of time, right, is relatively balanced from the 2 to the 4, right? So I'm not saying that that couldn't be it. Okay, so let's go down to a 4 hour. How do we look here? Oh, that's annoying. Oh, symbol. Let's get that off for a second. Four hour. All right, what do I got up here? Oh, geez, who's this? This is, I don't know who that is. That's a bunch of indicators. Let's do, okay, some imbalance below. So any sort of a retrace. Well, if this is going to hold as the 4, right? We don't, there's no mystery as to what's coming. Let's go down to a 1. So there's my, God, that's kind of gnarly. What are you gonna do with that, right? It's very shallow retraces. Okay, so I would, interesting. So we're kind of boxing. You see this here coming back to that. Let's try a 30 here. Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Extension in the 5th doesn't quite work. Let's get a volume profile on it, right? Just use all the tools that are available to you. Let's do the whole thing. Okay, let's take it out of log scale since now I don't need to be in log scale. All right, so what are we doing here? We're just potentially, right? That's. I'd be careful there, right? It has the ingredients of distribution. Right, if we look here, this is your only decent retrace, and that came back here to this. So that's iffy, right? That you would, I'd be very, very reluctant to buy that personally, right? So we look up here. So where's an order block? Oh shit, really the whole thing is an order block. Just down that right there. Swing up before we take it down. You're coming into that, right? So if you wanted to get long, right, remember we're retracement traders, I'd be waiting for something down here. Something like this. Or I've got that little pocket. Again, it's a hard rule for me. I don't ever buy breakouts, ever, under any circumstances. Do I buy breakouts? I don't do it. Right? That's just my rule, right? Many people, that's all they buy is breakouts, right? It's just, right? If you're watching my videos and my live streams and you're following our methodology here, we do not buy breakouts. We buy retracements or sell retracements. So that's on the verge of a breakout. Let's get any clean Elliott there? No. It's been like this all week, right? That's just when we do this. This Christmas Day, right? So as the shortened session, right? This all week, right? It's just been chop. So even, let's see, this would be decent right here. Let's just do it from the top. Right, so we're just very tight. It's really trendless. So, which is why you have to be careful here, because this, so for a bull, your best case would be that you're putting in an extended 4 here. Let's take this out. You got one, oh fuck. This would be a very shallow 2. 1, 2, 3. You're doing a 4. That's what you, right, with the Elliott here, keeping it as simple as I could. Very shallow 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's all you got. It's not like it's never happened before, and this is these are artificially stimulated. Oh, what do I got there? Right, so we got a 23, right, on the second. Right? Unusual, but not like it's never happened. If it's going to go, right, if we're going to do this, I would wait for that. Again, that's one thing I am is consistent. I would wait for that. Where's the clear liquidity locations, right? We got that to deal with. I don't know why it always does that. Our all-time high. This will be, right, there will be an incentive to get to a new all-time high before year-end, right, to close out the year-end books. So if this is going to go 3, 4, right, and we're just going to do sideways for this 4, it's the 1, 2, right? Remember, this has to, it's not optional. Not optional, right? This has to come if we're going to complete, right? If indeed that's what we've got here. It's hard to call it, right? That's you're making an educated guesstimate here, a bit of a wag as to what that is. It's what it is balance, right? The market's in agreement here. 1, 2, if that's the 4, because I wouldn't put it here. This is just a bunch of chop. I'll take that on the retrace, on the assumption that it's not going to do this in a straight line. 1, 2. Where would we be? We're still in December, right, for year end. So if we're going to do that, there's a huge cluster of options at the 7,000 level. If you ever look at where the market makers are positioned, there's a huge cluster up at 7,000, right? And that's a nice big fat round number that would be the market would like to get up there. Institutions would like it. Oh, look, we made our target of 7,000. So you can anticipate this, but the trade is not the breakout. That's not it. It's this. You got to wait. But what if it doesn't matter? Again, right? It's up to you, right? But my proposal to you is wait for the retrace. Wait for it, right? Better risk reward. You put your stop down here. You trade it with options. A lot of ways you could approach that. But 7,000 is the big number that it'll be after for the year end. CZA, did I miss your dash? I can't believe I did that. I think I say that wrong every time. It's CZEH, but I always say CZA. That's what it looks like to me. Dash. Oh, this is my biggest appointment, my biggest loser in crypto. Okay, well, let's get back to a daily, get some perspective. Oh, look at that. CZA. How did I miss this? We're on Binance, right? God, I feel like I'm missing. Something. Okay, well, this is nice work here. He's obviously put some effort into this. So look how. Oh, right. I'll just put my stop just a tick below the low. And here, as we were talking before, right? So this is what you wait. This is why it's worth waiting for. Let's go to an 8 hour here. Okay, so they swept the low, right? Here's the seriously. Let's look here. Right? So if this, so you could see the obvious liquidity sweep here. You got a small fair value gap in there, right? It got mitigated, but you can see this right here, right? So that's how it might have you looking. Oh, what happened, right? Are the ingredients there? Swept the low, right? Liquidity grab, yes. Took the stops, yes. Got a pump with it left imbalances, right? Leaving behind footprints of institutions, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I get an impulse that came off of that? Yes. Boy, it's a lot of yeses getting checked off here. Oh, let's see here for the internal labeling. I'll take you up a degree. Let's go to sub. Sharp on the 4, but you wouldn't count that any differently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you got a beautiful. Let me change that. Oh, let's go to green and let's go up. Oh, fuck me, come here. Nope, I want minuet. Okay. Now here, okay, this is, boy, what a great example. Okay, so this is what you have to be careful about, right? So, oh, I got a 5 down. Oh God, it doesn't quite. Oh, but it should. But it's 5, right? It shouldn't be done. Right. Oh, but wait. I mean, I'm kind of jesting here, but right, that, oh God, it looks like it's a 5, right? So if you were here, see this is a great example. Okay, so there's the 5, right? So you're thinking to yourself, oh my God, look how good this is. But wait a minute, I'm gonna end my correction here with an impulse. Wait a minute. Oh, but the market's going up, right? So well, fuck it, I'll just buy it. What do we do? There's your 5. Oh, you're thinking, oh, okay, well, fuck that Elliott Wave, right? So, okay, there's a 5, right? So that must be in. Oh, B, C. So what do we get? Oh, here, we'll just do it that way. Let's put it in. What have I not used here, right? So we get that. And look how we finish it. Oh, those wicks here. Great example. If you're thinking, oh, okay, well, it's not going to apply this time. Well, now you're trading something else. You're not trading what we would teach you. That's 5 down. That's an impulse, right? That's highest probability we're not done yet. That's an impulse. That's an A wave. I'm anticipating the B wave. Well, if I'm going to get the B wave here, the fact that I start with an A shouldn't be all that shocking, right? It's because that you're looking for the zigzag. Now, do I get I get a diag here to finish that C wave. Order block right there. Oh, right. The last little push up, and remember, footsteps of institutions, an order block followed by imbalance, right? Or fair value gaps, right? However you want to think of it. So, oh, definitely an order block. So if we're coming back here, oh boy, that really makes sense, right? So now I've got some market structure here, some price action. The Elliott count fits. Remember, with Elliott, we begin here. We begin and we end in 5s. Right? There's your zigzag. Now, was it technical? That looks like it's too far, right? It doesn't look like Al played ball here. Looks like it's too far. Ooh. Is that wicks only? Wicks only. Oh, shit. Oh, I know what happened. I just got to zoom in here. I lost my spot there. A, B, C. Al fires. Now, how do we know that's institutions? It's not retail doing that. I mean, there's not much dispute there. So what would we be targeting there? Well, if this is 1, 2, I can't remember, now I'm in log scale, yeah. We've gone well past, right? If this is, come here. 1, 2. Right, the extreme for 3 would be the 2618 of the length of the 1 projected from the 2. Well, we wicked right through it. So his TA here is perfect, just perfect. Great job. Right, so all of this, right, that's the accumulation. That's actually a Wyckoff, right? I mean, it doesn't matter how you look at it, right? So you bring it over here, right? So high volume, right? Accumulation, right? That's the kind of thing you look at and go, oh, fucking Dash, right? The dead crypto, dead. A good story. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to them. I don't know what happened to them. 1, 2, 3. Got the 2618, 4. Boy, this is just great. Great job. Oh shit! Look at this. Yeah, I almost didn't see that. Shit, we cannot make this up. Where does it hit resistance? Wouldn't you be looking at this going, gosh, I wonder why it stops there? Why does it stop there? Why doesn't it keep going? Or why didn't it stop here? Why? Wouldn't that kind of bug you? Like, God damn, why does it stop there? Well, wouldn't that be your next thought? Like, oh, is that Al? Yep. So where are we now? All right, so let's bring this back down to something we can work with. So I got an impulsive 1. Oh, you don't think it's going to go from golden zone to golden zone, do you? I mean, it wouldn't be that technical, would it? I mean, algos aren't like that, are they? You're right in the pocket. You got a little fair value gap. You're not to the tick there, but that little fair value gap is certainly playing a role. Oops. All right, and then we get it again. From the 2 to the 4, back to the, where's the target? I'm not sure you guys are seeing that. All right, so here we go from this pivot right here, this golden zone. There's the target, right? That green line right there. That's the target. And you know, I mean, I don't know how you could ever watch one of my videos and then not have that be the first thing you go, where is he? Where is he? That fucker, right? I don't want to buy right into it or sell right into it. I got to know where he is, or you'll do just that. So right now we're anticipating he's pulling off of this. So let's see where we are. Let me get this. He's giving us a roadmap here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, unusually high for the 4, but look what comes off of it, an impulse. So do I have my candidate here for a 5? What have I got there? A. All right, what are we looking for? We're looking for a 3-wave correction. So I got the 5 reacting off the golden. Guess we can take this one out. All right, so that's already hit its target. This one has hit its target. So what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we done? It's a little squishy in there. Oh, I don't like this. Well, let's take that out. Let's go to, that's too much. Let's go to micro. I hate when I do that. Okay. 1, 2. Let's get to a 1 here. Boy, that's really bizarre, right? That I like to stay away from anything doing that. 1, 2. Well, you don't have much other choice here. God, that is just, but look at that price action. It's probably A, B, C, D, E into a triangle. I think that's what he's looking at. Now, did we get a 5 there? Is that good enough? Well, you'd have to, yeah, that's 3. All right, so this is, it's got to come up. Let's go to minuet. We're seeking that 5. Now, you're between the 50 and the golden. Oh, you know this is going to be high volume right down here. All right, for if I drew a volume profile. All right, we'll just take it off of this. All right, so very high volume here. It's not, you don't even need to do it, right? You can just look at it. Well, then again, use your tools. All right, so length of the 1 from the proposed 4. All right, okay, we hit the 127, right? Second most common, right? 100 most common, 127, 1618 if we're coming down here. Do we look like we're done here? Well, it almost doesn't matter, right? So what we want is to confirm. So where would we confirm? For me, I would look at this and say, okay, I need, come here. I need this to be taken, right? So that would be my target. So I'd want to see this come out of here strong and, oh, God damn it. Strong enough. Let me get this one here. It's better. I want to, this. Give me market structure shift, if you want to use that language. Something to confirm, oh, okay, now. Because what am I after? I'm after the 3rd. Always after the 3rd, or the C. It doesn't quite look like, you don't have a clean finish there. It's just, it's sitting right at the point of control. So thus, you wouldn't want to, you'd be guessing there, right? You don't have edge there. At high volume node, okay, I mean, I'm not saying don't buy it, but again, maybe what confirms that that's a low? What is there that you see that confirms it's a low? Well, okay, we took out the A. Do I have an impulse? Not really. I don't know what's going on there. I think that would be down there. Oh God, man, you go tiny. Tiny with these A, possibly, let me get this out of there. A, B going up to the C, right? That actually might make more sense. This is the 5. This is the 3. A, B, C. Well, obviously we got a big imbalance right here that it's dealing with right now. Right here for the 4. Oh, I'd love that one more down. Because then you get clarity on what it's doing. It's, you know, there's no absolute. But if I saw that, if I could get this 3, 4, one more push down here to take out this, well then what's coming next is going to be more interesting to me. That's what I'd be looking for. Well, but what if the low's in now? Well, same agenda. If that's the low, okay, I'll still show me the 5 here. I'll take the 3. Can it be that simple? Well, you know, where the complexity in Elliott Wave is not in the 5s, it's in the 3s. It's the corrections. That's where the complexity is. The impulse and the motive, right? That's the easy part. Is there any question? We had a 5 here? No. 5 down. So it's 5 followed by 3. Now this is where it's tricky down here. But see, I think the mistake most people make is they try and pick the turn. Why? Why do that? Well, I didn't want to miss it. I don't care how far that goes. Right? At some point, that will come. And you're still in the 3, which is all you're trying to do, is get into the 3 where I can take, where all those little losers that fuck, right, get well right there. That's why when you're right, when you get one that sets up, and you're like, holy shit, look at that 5 followed by 3. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That's when you want to press, right? When it sets up just perfectly, that will offset all those times. Right? We looked at a couple where it's like, oh, it's perfect. Oh my God, I got to take that. There's been plenty of that in crypto where it looked, oh, it looks so good. ETH was a great one, right? ETH, I've done this the last couple of videos. That 4 was so good. That 4, when we looked, oh shit, where were we? Oh shit, now I'm not gonna be able to find it. Right here, we had the 3 foot, looked like it was 4, right? You got to take that every time. Doesn't matter that it's a loser. What matters is you stuck to your method, right? You stuck to your trade plan. I think it was, we were looking for this, right? This was the 3. We came right to the 38. We got an impulse, the correction, right? Swept the low, right? You have to take that. You can't come back to it and say, well, I'm glad I didn't take that, because not taking it is actually a mistake, because the next time that sets up, you'll hesitate. You won't take it. That's the mistake, and the market, we know this, right? Market punishes mistakes. You don't take it next time, it'll fucking go through the ceiling. Okay, CZA, CryptoGen, SPX, we got total. Okay, total. Let's copy link. Dash looks promising, right? CZA, good work on that one. Let's definitely get back onto my radar. It's so much promise, right? As the transactional crypto. I was really surprised at how far that fell. I was very wrong about that one. CryptoGenesis, do I have you here? What are we doing? Total. We're going to get an alt season. Are we going to get an alt season? Many people starting to doubt it, which is why I'm starting to think we will. The crowd is always wrong. Total lower right. Let me take some of this off here just to clear up the chart. And I'll do this here just to, I think it's easier to see this way for you guys. CryptoGenesis is always a little bit of a challenge because he likes so many trend lines, right? But he reads it, right? He can see it, right? So it's a little harder for me to teach around it. Okay, so here's, oh God, it looks like ETH, and well, of course, right? It's going to look just like ETH. So we've got, oh, this is the full total. Okay, so we've got A, B, 1, 2. Ooh. Okay, so okay, let me brighten that up a little bit here. Let's go to that, and let me do this and let's do that in blue. Okay, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, so why is he doing that? Because if this is 1, 2, and we get the overlap here, you wouldn't, oh, it's not going to be 1, 2, 3, right, given this. So you got to come back to this and go, oh, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, this is where it's getting tricky, right? Is this, okay, I'm going to pull that to the side. And this being, I'm just going to change that to my colors because I think it's easier to see. Okay, so right into the pocket, second most common here, 138, 127, right, we tagged the 138. That is of the 3. Where are you pulling this? Okay, that's from this one, 1A, B, C, right? So in that C, doesn't look like we got done there. Well, yeah, this is the Bitcoin's giving you the same problem, right? So the same challenge, let me say it that way, right? It's just the market doing what the market does. There's A, B, okay, right? We're looking for C, right? If we're going to get a low down here, we got our, oh, I think that's his golden, right? That's, I think I now know he does his 50s and goldens in different colors. Okay, so 1, is that 2? Is that a 5? Yep. We don't overlap. Right, here's our 1. Right now, you're not trading. Oh shit! Come here. Shift. You know, you can't trade this, right? But this is essentially what Ethereum will look like. If this is 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, where do we invalidate here? Well, here's our golden zone. Note wicks only. I put that right on it. 1, 2. Not 3. 1, 2. So any bull is okay. So even though there's a lot going on in this chart. 5, 3 is what we're after here. So whatever we do down here is exactly the same, right? So again, it's one thing about me, you find I'm consistent. This looks like a big 3, so it doesn't matter where we go here, right? Until if we invalidate, if we blow this out, right, that invalidates, right? So then we can't count it that way. So we'd have to rethink it. Well, it can't be a 2, right? You might bring the 2 over here because that would be the bigger invalidation. Because this could be A, B, and we're going to go deeper for the C. Remains to be seen. I'm going to push this off here just to clear up the chart a little bit. So you can see his roadmap here. He's got the golden. Why? Why? Because we know the market responds here. There's no obligation to come down here. Again, you might as well just bring up ETH, right? So it's going to be the same difference since you can't trade this. But it would give us some conviction if we come down one more time and then we start to get a reaction out of that. It's the same idea. You'd want to see it. You'd want to see something substantial get swept, right, like that. So let this happen, which is like, oh, but what? Look at all the money I'm leaving on the table here. I hear that thinking, but the problem with that is that you don't have anything objectively to lean on. So if we come, oh, God damn it, if we come down here, what would objectively tell you that it's not going to do that, or that, or that? There's no way, right? The only way we have is just price action. This has to happen to sweep that. Otherwise, it's wish trading. Well, I sure hope that's it. I wish it was. You got nothing to lean on, right? And then then it's the self-flogging starts. Like, oh shit, why did I? Oh man. Whereas if you just wait, right, and you let this cook, and then you take the next 3. Now take a picture, put it in your journal. Why did I take this? Because I was looking for the 3. Did I have all the right ingredients here? Did we sweep against a significant pivot? Yes. Did I get a motive? Let's assume yes. Did I get a correction in 3? Is it technical? Well, again, we don't know. That's what you'd be looking for. Can I get into the 3rd? And when I'm in the 3rd, remember, right, this doesn't move in a straight line. Again, you can't trade this. It's total, right? But you could trade Ethereum. It would be the same setup. But I left all this on the table. Did you? Did you leave this on the table? Are you going to know, right? Oh, I got to get out here, right? Because it's just human nature. Oh, keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh shit, I gave back half. Oh shit, I gave back 3/4. Will you go again here? Or are you just better to let this one pass and take this one? And you don't have to take the pivot. You want that. Because there has to be a pivot that holds, right? That holds, right? So at least here you lean on the algo. Now can I get, right? Is that going to be the 3 or is that going to be the 1 of the 3? You want to look for either one of those. Right, but it gives you context here. Okay, if I'm trading this and I get that, am I thinking that's the 3rd? I'm in the 3rd of the 1 of the 3rd. Like right here. That's the 3rd of the 3rd. 1, 2, 1, 2. Am I thinking that's the 3rd? I'm thinking that's the 3rd of the 3rd. That's what I'm after. The 3s or the Cs. That's why we force you, that's probably the best thing we ever came up with, right? To build discipline as a trader. You can only trade the 3s or the Cs. Boy, does that change your perspective. Seriously, right? Try and do it yourself, right? It's actually not easy to do because your instinct is you see something and you want to jump on it. Oh, fuck. Oh, well, that wouldn't be the 3, so I better wait. What am I doing on time? 1:14. Oh, fuck. I haven't even looked over there to you guys. I'm trying to work through these. Okay, so what am I doing on time? Did I get anything from Twitter? Let's see. I did. Looks like I got a Twitter. I still call it Twitter. X. Only one near USD. Okay, so I got one request. He was late in that post, so that doesn't surprise me terribly. Okay, all right. So the other thing that I think is useful here, people love to comment on my, if I post a video on their count. No, you're wrong. That's not about. It's not about being right. I say this all the time. Your objective is not to be right. Your objective is to be profitable. Well, how did those? How can you be? Wait a minute. If I'm right, I'm profitable. Well, yeah, but you're not going to be right more than you're wrong. Period. If you can't embrace that, you're in the wrong endeavor. You have to be at peace with that. I'm going to be wrong more than I'm right. But that doesn't mean you don't take a trade, right? It doesn't mean, well, fuck, I can't take this. I'm going to be wrong. That's not the way to think of it. It's you still want to take the trade that's consistent with your method, with your entry model, whatever the case may be, right? Do I have a 5 followed by a 3, right? Essentially, you could break ours down to just that, right? That's the genius of Elliott. 5s and 3s. That's how the market moves. Not always, not 100% of the time. Elliott Wave's not perfect. There is no perfect in the market. There's nothing that's perfect other than the price is always right. And we are going to be wrong more than we're right, period. So I take you back to, why do we want you to trade those 3s? Because that's where you have the highest probability of making the most money on your trade. So you can lever it. 1, 2. Oh, I think it's a 3. I got a 1, 2. Oh, fuck. Oh, it looks like I got another 1, 2. Oh, I could press there a little bit. Maybe I add a contract or 2 or 3, whatever your case may be, whatever the asset is, or you're not doing it in total. But it may be an ETH, right? Oh, it looks like I'm in the 3. I'm going to press a little bit there, right? Because all of a sudden you're in one that starts to go. You're like, holy shit. Oh. Now then, right, if you're in the 3, use a reasonable target. Don't go, oh fuck, I'm in a profit. Shit, I got to take that. Oh, I was in a profit. That's really common. Because it's psychologically, especially if you're just coming off a loser or 2 or 3 or 4, you get up, a small amount. Oh shit, I'm right. Oh fuck, I got to take it. I got to offset all those losers. You can't. That's what makes trading hard right there. That's the difference between analyst and trader. Right? There's a big difference. Two different skill sets. This the fun part. Well, assuming you're drawn, which you're not watching my videos if you're not drawn to solving the puzzle, right? How do you solve the puzzle? Well, that's how we do it. We're still going to be wrong more than we're right. We know that going into it. I know I'm going to be wrong more than I'm right, period. I don't even think about it anymore. I know it. Doesn't mean I don't take that trade. I take that trade because I know I'm going to be right just enough times. And if I have good money management here, I can let a winner run. Because if you cut it off, then you're killing that opportunity to offset all those losers. Then what you're doing is it's small winners, small losers. Maybe you got the good discipline. Okay, small winners, small losers, but you're not getting big winners. You're just getting small winners, small losers, small winner, small loser. That just the fees alone will kill you. They'll eat you alive. You have to have the big winner, which you cannot ever allow to happen. And if you let it happen, you do it to yourself. Big loser. You can't recover from it. And if it happens, you got to reload, you got to rebuild, you got to psychologically rebuild. And all you had to do was put a stop on it. And why do we resist the stop? Well, I don't want to be wrong. But you're going to be wrong more than you're right. So why would you not put the stop on it? Well, because I didn't want to be wrong. See the catch-22 of that? I mean, most people look at trading and go, well, fuck, how hard can it be? It's either going to go up or it's going to go down. What the fuck? Right? Wish that it was that easy. I think we did ETH, right? So CryptoGenesis, I'm going to go to, what was the request? Near? I think it was near. Oh, fuck, Wonks, where'd you go? I think it was near. Oh, where'd he go? Was it near? Near to the USD. Okay. Then I'll see if any of you guys, I haven't even looked over there. It's hard for me to do this and look at both places. I should. Let's go to Coinbase here and see on near. Let's go to a daily, right? I always start on daily, right? Top-down analysis. All right. Do I need to be in log scale? First question. Well, 4 times the range is pretty much where you have to do it. But that doesn't mean don't look at it in both. Looks a lot different. Well, not that much different. All right, looks like we lost Al. Oh, fuck. We lost Al. Yep, we lost him deeply. Makes me think the other side is getting it. Who's getting it? All right, remember that for everyone that succeeds, there's one that fails. Where are you? He's in here somewhere. Okay, right. So what you can go, well, but that you're just picking this. Okay, well, why would I use that one? It sure looks to me like they used it. Right, you want to try and work with pivots where you can identify that the algo was active here. So now this is not perfect 50s golden zone, but we're in the pocket. And do you see that there's a little fair value gap there that's likely reacting to? There's the imbalance getting filled, getting mitigated. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. So this becomes a reasonable, not just a random, oh, well, I'm taking that so I can show you that. No, I'm taking that because the algo took it. Not to target yet. Well, if we're putting our Elliott Wave hat on here, what do I want to see here? Does that look like an impulse? Yeah, it does. You probably here's your 2, 3, 4, 5. This gets really rather choppy. At the end of the day, we're trying to it's complex, but we're trying to get some sort of a 3 to complete there. So just broad strokes without a detailed analysis on it here. It looks like we'd be something along these lines. Looks like I've got an ABC here. All right, nice. Do I even need to draw the volume profile? I'm pretty sure we can all, well, there we go. All right, let's just do it off the pivot. Okay, so swing high, or value area high, value area low. We're probing that value area low. God, that's ugly, because that's a 5 down. Okay, so we can look here. All right, so often what you're doing with Elliott Wave is you're working backwards. Okay, well, so I can see a 5 down here that there's no way around it. Right? You can't fudge this. Oh, how am I going to do that? A, B, C, D. Yeah, let's do it that way. Well, there's probably some A, B, C, D, E, sort of a little bit of triangle in there. It almost doesn't matter, right? So it's impulsive down, but then it's impulsive up. So this would keep me a little bit, okay, wait a second now. So could we be doing this at a higher degree? Do we have to go down again? Let's just use something big here. A, B, can I get that? Looks like I got a 5 to finish it. So it's a little bit of a squish in there. What's implied, right? So this is just a big what do we really have here? Balance, right? The market's balanced here. We don't have, nobody has a particular edge. Now we're a little undervalued. That's not, if this is one, well, what's your best case scenario here, right? So we're looking for 5 to finish it. Well, you had it was threatening, but now it looks like that's one. This could be A, B, C. It's hard to call. Let's go with what's implied. What have I not used here? Let's do that. That's a little iffy on that. That's a 1. No way around it. Looks like the 2 might be there. W, X, Y, probably fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into the 5. Now this is the surprise. Oh, what are we doing with that? It's a little, again, the Elliott Wave's not perfect, right? So, all right, we're going to, for lack of anything else, we're going to call that the 2. But this, now it looks like this 3 has got, this is 1 of 3. All right, now, can that change? Of course. Oh, fuck. Here, let's go up. It's funny, the last one is always the hardest one. That looks like that's 1. We're looking for 2. But all of this implies there's more to go down. Not that it's required, but see that's you don't make that mistake. Oh, well, it must go down here. The market doesn't have to do anything, Right? We're just trying to look for pattern recognition based on, again, precedent. Okay, well, does it make sense logically? Okay, well, I've got balance here. Well, now this is price discovery. Oh, any interest down here? Any buyers to take it back up, or are we just going to start to roll over? I've got perfect balance here. Up, down, up, down, up, down, right? So wouldn't you assume, right now, just looking at that, okay, well, we know, just looking here, okay, well, a bunch of liquidity got swept here. Once they've got it all, right, is there any more to get? Well, not anything near. Where do they have to go get it? Right, within balance. So you might anticipate something like this to come back here before we go down again. Right? It's kind of what it's implying. If you've got your Elliott hat on, that seems to be what it's implying. One, this could be A, B. There could be this 2. It's flexible. But is there any reason to trade this here? What would your premise be? That, oh, I'm counting on the rotation back towards the POC. Okay, that's reasonable. But is that what you see happening there? Is that enough? I mean, this more just congestion right here. At a minimum, because this, I wouldn't even consider that relevant. Maybe, right? You'd get a little inducement right here. So it's got to come all the way up here. And even then, okay, well, now start to put some tools together. What's going to be right up there? We come up here. Oh, shit, right into the golden zone. Now, we don't know. We don't know yet that that's the pivot. But, okay, we're off to a good start. God, that's got... Well, that certainly would be your 4 of something. You want to buy it. Well, come back to, does the trend support the idea of buying that? Well, how would you finish that, right? So again, if we come all the way back here, you're buying that, why? Well, it's an uptrend. Is it? Well, I figured it was overcooked, right? The RSI was done, right? We're at the low edge of value. Maybe the rotation, but you might as well, call up your bookie and say, I like the Patriots this next Sunday. Well, okay. Could they win? Yeah. Could that rotate? Yeah. You can put that in your trade journal and say, oh, I nailed that one because I followed my methodology perfectly. Maybe if you're a buying profile trader, you're trading off of that rotation premise. So if we get back, well, it's an 80-20 kind of an idea, right? So if we get outside of value and then we come back in, the odds are we're going to go back to the other side of value, right? It's commonly amongst buying profile traders because it happens. Okay, well, boy, if it's going to do that, it's not going to do it in a straight, unlikely to do it in a straight line. So there will be, the first thing that has to happen is a motive wave. And then what would you do? You would take the retrace. If you get a motive wave here, and then you'd be thinking, oh, fuck, what? God, could I even get this into an ABC? How are you going to do that, right? So this is what's shaping here. This, we're going to finish it that way. So we're going to have this giant A, the B, and the C is going to finish right here. I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. It's just not probable based on, again, 96 years of precedent. We're going to finish it there. And even if we did, right, it's the same idea. If this starts to go, okay, well, let's see what happens here. Boom, boom. But what you see, even if you did it then, right, even that's not a great trade because you're just buying right back into all of this balance, right? The market, nobody has the edge here. You're saying, well, I kind of hope it goes up. You have to have edge, right? Otherwise, why put money at risk? That's the thing. Well, because I'm a trader, right? I'm looking, I got to trade. Do you? Would you rather not trade or lose money? Said differently, if you're going to trade, at least stick to your plan. What's your plan there? Well, my plan is that I'm going to go from the low edge of value to the high edge of value. Okay, well, you're going to sit through all that? you're making the assumption it's going to come up here, it's going to break through that golden zone, and we're going to go to the other edge of value. I'm not saying it can't. I'm just saying is that if that's your plan, then your stop's down here, right? The low is in, regardless of how this looks. We're going to take the Elliott off of it. Okay, right, I'm just trading off a volume profile. All right, so if that's the case, then you're going to take it right here, because your assumption is it's going to go from that retrace to the other side of value, which is, you know, not an unreasonable thought. It's just that would be inconsistent with our model. Get my point? All right, let's get you guys over here. Shit, I'm ignoring you guys. I didn't mean to do that. I don't ever mean to do that. Oh, fuck. Can I get that over here? Oh, fuck me. Come here. Ah, there we go. Here, I'll bring it over. Do you guys see that if I do that? I'm not sure you do. Oh, fuck. What did I do there? Here, I guess you guys won't see that. Okay. Did we look at Bitcoin? We'd love to take on Doge. Okay, let's do that real quick. I got a couple of calls for Doge. Okay, so let's do Doge. Doge. Oh, let's do Coinbase. Doge, what was the other one we had? Oh, Bitcoin, of course. Doge, I've looked at this a couple of times. So right off the bat, just looking at it, just first thing, right before you even, doesn't that look like that? Doesn't it look like what we're doing? Right, 5s and 3s, right? That's all I can't look at a chart and not see 5s and 3s. I've been doing this for so long. My brain just goes to it. Okay, well maybe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So a leading diag. Okay, maybe. So, okay, not unreasonable. What would we be anticipating? Right, we're retracement traders. Excuse me. All right, looks like Al might be active there. It looks like that's him at work. It is. Never fails. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? But it's just, you know, it's going to be there, right? Right. For every one that succeeds, right, there's a long that failed. But you know, look for these, right? That's the point here, right? So I'm not trying to give you hindsight trading, but just look for this. Oh God, did it sweep some liquidity? Yes. Well, you could have said the same thing here. Oh, but did it swept liquidity here too, right? Didn't it? What looks to me like what happened here. Another algo. Right? It's always a fib fight, right? There's always one. It could be the same people behind it, right? We aren't ever going to know. But you see how? So this one fails, right? It doesn't get its target. Here's the push, going for it. The other one wins the battle. Do you see it swing? We come back to it. It's going for this. It gets cock blocked by the other one. That's how these guys. They don't care which side wins. There's probably the same person behind it or same company. Do we have a 5 coming down? So it sure looks like this, right? A, B, and we're looking at the C. Now, I'm still on the daily, right? Pretty clear 5 coming down. This isn't rocket science. 5, 3, bumpy, right? That's probably a combo. A, B, C, A, B, C. That's probably a combo. Well, I feel like I don't even have to say anything here, because what would we be looking for? Some pivot down here. Something has to break up here. Something where we come up here and we want this because we want that. That's the trade we're after always. Can I get the third? Because that's where the money's made. Well, but you can see, you know, again, I know people like to spot things. What about this one? The money was made in the 5th. Well, if there was a third in that 5th, right, or a C. Right, if we're doing it as diags, 3s or C's, C just as profitable, can be just as profitable. Okay, so do we look like we're done here? Well, it's easy to look at that and go, yeah, we're done. Yeah, look, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 looks like we're done. Okay, how do you verify that? It looks to me like this is a whole zone. Well, let's do it this way. Let's just take the whole thing right up to the top. right to the edge of value. Oh, come here. All right, so we're coming back. We got a low volume node here, right here. All right, so pay attention to where we get that little pocket there. We come back into that, so the market doesn't have any agreement there. So what would you want to see here? Oh, maybe that could be it. I want to see this. Well, actually, I'd want to see this. Right? I want it to take some of that. There's a big fair value gap here, right at that proposed 4. I'm assume you can see it. Right here, you got a big imbalance there. It's untouched, right? That 4 did not touch it. So this is just sitting there naked fair value gap. I want to see it come up here, maybe mitigate that, all the better. I'll take the retrace because it's not like it'll likely do it like this, right? There'll be another leg on that that'll bring that down, and I want that because I want that. So don't jump the gun, and if you're doing it, it's because it's FOMO, right? Oh, I didn't want to miss it. You're not going to miss anything. You're not going to if this is going to go, right? If this is going to go to a third, right? You're worried about the what? 20 cents here? Yeah, but I trade size, man. Okay. Is that you really? All right. Is that you want to put size into that without any confirmation of the pivot? Maybe not. All right, at least let it confirm the low. What was the other? Oh, Bitcoin. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Oh, I think I've got it here. Let's see how it's doing. I guess we'll wrap it up here. What am I doing on time? Well, I'm a little over. This looks like this is tricky. All right, so because this is looking impulsive. It looked like, right, so you can see here, this was from yesterday. It looked like we were 1, 2, 3. We're going to come here and we're going to come down here and finish this, get into that golden. Well, this is making it tricky. Careful here. This could be a sucker route. So this, I would change this now to not being WXY. So I still have a triangle here. So this looks like it would be A, B, C. Let's take that down a bit. You could do it either way. There's probably a diag here, but that would be a. If you went A, B, that's kind of a shitty B. I kind of like the triangle A, B, C, D, E. Big fair value gap here. It's already been mitigated, right? So that right there got inverted. So this has been inverted twice actually. So we got this inverted, then got inverted again, and now you're coming back here. So this would be something to pay attention to. But so what does it look like? It looks like you've done this, like you're doing a 3, 3, 5 to get a bigger. It actually looks a lot like the 2, right? Which is kind of interesting. I'll come back here. Look at the 2. Looks like the same thing. Just it's bigger down here. Looks like it's doing the same kind of thing here. Obviously the impulse looks like it's 3, 3, 3, 5, 3, A, B, C. Let's go to a 1. It's so the positive here is that we did sweep this high, but if this is going to play. Boy, it's iffy, right? So how would you finish it, right? This would be really an unusual finish here. We're going to truncate? I doubt it. Let's go to a 3-hour. What's the alternate? Is you're going to squeeze the 3, 4, 5 in here? That you're going to do this? A, B, C, and that's the finish. And we're going to finish the low here. We're going to front run the golden zone. It's possible. Get out of there. Can't say I love the relationship. Look at how much bigger the 2 is to the 4. Again, it's not, it doesn't have to be balanced, but that you might anticipate that. This looks more balanced to me. If let's just do it this way, just to make it easier. So what you can see here, this is what the pivot you want to pay attention to. I have an alert on it. So if we come up here and we break this, okay, I'm going to start to rethink it. I don't love this finish. I mean, any Elliottian looking at that would go, oh, it feels a little bit forced. Whereas this, so what's the number we're going to pay most attention to? All right, we've done the 50. Oh, interesting. All right, that's the GOT MA, right? Average of the SMA and the EMA, the 200. We swept some liquidity. We're at a low volume node here. Just the market likes to move to the ledges, right? Ledge to ledge. So if we start to come down, that wouldn't be. It's actually, I know it's not bad news, because then you'd get clarity on what we're doing. Even though, like, no, fuck, right? I felt, oh man, I felt better at 92. We get back down here we break 80. Oh, freak out. But is it freak out, or is it just confirmation? If we get down here and hit again, don't sit with a limit order. What would have to happen here? We'd have to break that pivot. We got to get that. To get that. Right? It's very tempting to say, "Oh, I'm just going to take I'm going to take the pivot. I'm going to call the low. I'm going to post it on my Twitter, or I'm on forever Twitter. I'm going to post it on X or Insta, right? I'm going to post it on my Insta. Look, I nailed the low in Bitcoin. Okay, right? That's not the goal. The goal is to take, reasoned, consistent trades that aren't just I saw something on Insta or X or whatever. Low is in, liquidity's pumping, Fed's going to do X, Y, Z, all of that. See, that's the thing, right? So, but I was checking the on-chain metrics and blah 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 happened. That's. I'm not saying don't look at that, but anything that's happening there will be reflected in the price. So don't get hung up on like, oh God, I got to become an expert in all these on-chain metrics. I got to learn all that, right? You bury yourself. You're never done learning, right? That's true. The only thing that you can really master is yourself, right? You can't even that to aspire to master it. It's just to make a consistent improvement. It doesn't matter all that on-chain metric here. Okay, sure, if it interests you, great, but it doesn't. It will be reflected in the price. The price is truth. Everything else is just, it's analysis. Okay, could work, might not. Price is what matters. Price is the truth of the market. Everything else is probably manipulation. So are we going to go up here and run into the end of the year as everyone was predicting? Okay, maybe. But I'd much rather have this come down here, even though I know, of course, I'm some very long Bitcoin. I don't want to root for it to come down, but I want to root for clarity. Okay, come down here, finish the 5. I know I'm looking for this to finish in a 5. Now give me a 5 off the low, and I'll take the 3. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it there. All right. I always hope you guys get a little something out of these, right? Maybe a nugget or two or some. It's not always about the chart. It's about the method and the mindset. All right. So hopefully you get a nugget or two out of these. I appreciate you guys hanging with me. I really do mean that. And if I'm not much of I don't pimp my own stuff as often as I should, but TradeDevils.com, right? If you want to develop a skill set in this, right, and learn from us and learn from develop some mastery with this methodology, right? I think we could